Hi guys, welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Mal and I'm back with another budgeting video. Today we're going to do a mid-month check-in for the month of September. So let's go ahead and jump right in and see how we did. Alright, so right off the bat we've got our actual amount earned or income is a lot more than we expected. We did expect for insurance to start coming out of this check, so I did budget it a little lower, but it did not. So we actually got 20/80/32. Disability was the same, and then the miscellaneous or rollover we had 52/82. And that was just like $33 left over from the previous month, and like $19.80 that I transferred over from some of my side hustle money. Okay, so we had a total of $26.83.83. So let's go ahead and calculate the overage there. Minus the $21.50.69 that we budgeted. So we actually made $533.14 more than we expected. So what I like to do for the over-under, if we're over budget, I use my red pen. If we came under budget, I use my green. And in case of income, since we earned more, I'm going to use my green pen here. So down to the expenses. All right, so for the mortgage, that was the same. Electricity, that was the same. Our personal loan, we ended up only paying $100 instead of the $200, so we're under budget by $100 there. My subscription was the same. Let's see, Hot Topic, USAA, Capital One, another subscription, music instrument rental, those were all the same. And then we have Firestone. That minimum was $27, but we actually, since we got so much more in income, we paid a much bigger chunk there. So let's calculate the difference. So $356.78 is 27. It's $329.78. I'm actually not going to use the red pen for that because I don't consider that going over budget, since it's kind of more of a debt snowball payment. But I am going to write down the difference anyway. Right, internet was the same, water is the same. Lowe's, well, that one kind of hurt my feelings. The minimum was usually $68, but we actually ended up having to pay $99. Apparently the payment did not get there in time, so it was processed like the day after it was due, so they hit us with a $31 charge there. Okay, and then phone was the same. Alright, so going down, our trip to the DMV, which unfortunately we are not even finished with. We were over budget by $11.25 there. Cash envelopes was the same, sinking funds was the same, and then for unbudgeted, that was pretty much just anything that we spent that did not fall under any of these categories. And that ended up being $238.95. All right. So let's add everything up and see how much we actually spent in total. So it's $726.91, $183.49, 100, 30, 35, 25, 25, 25, 84, 356, 78, 74.99, 63.01, 99, 102.80, 171.25, 300, 30, 238.95. So we have a total of $2,671.18. Okay, and let's see what the difference here is. So minus our income of $2683.83. Okay, so we actually came under budget by $12.65, and that is exactly what was left in the account at the end of, on the last day of this pay period. So everything added up perfectly. I would say overall it was a win, even though there's a lot of red over here. I'd say overall it was a win because we did not go over overdraft on our account or anything. We did have a few dollars left over, and we were able to make a really large payment towards debt, which actually I'm gonna have a debt snowball video coming up, so I hope you guys like and subscribe if you want to check that out and make sure you don't miss it. So that is pretty much everything for paycheck number 1. I think we did really well. Next we'll just briefly go over the numbers for paycheck number 2 and what we are expecting for the rest of this pay period through the end of the month. So the paycheck is the same as before. Miscellaneous and rollover, we've got $612.65. So we've got that $12.65 that was left over from paycheck 1. And then the $600 is actually money that my husband earned. He does some construction on the side, or some handiwork or whatever you want to call it. So he was paid for that this past weekend, and that gives a total of $2692.97. So our bills for this pay period, we have Disney Plus, which is $7.56, Walmart $28, Target $43, GameStop $67, PayPal I budgeted $290, but you can already see that ended up being a little less, so that was good. Hulu is usually $6.47, but I went ahead and took advantage of a deal. It's like $1.99 for 3 months for Stars, the Stars add-on. So I went ahead and did that. These two were for an emergency room visit. So we are paying $25 a month for both of those. Cash envelopes, I budgeted $300 again. Sinking funds, $525. As we have our car insurance coming up next month, so I just went ahead, that is going to be the total, so I just went ahead and put that in. $50 each for each of our children's savings. I did $129 for a debt snowball. I'll skip over this for right now. Afterpay, this is everything. This actually pays off all of the Afterpay payments, so there's that. Clothes, that's usually a sinking funds category, but since it would take 3 to 5 days for that money to transfer to our sinking funds account, I went ahead and budgeted it into our main account because there's a sale going on that I didn't want to miss, so I went ahead and got some fall clothes for our kids. DMV hopefully won't be any more than $145, and that will be the end. We'll be finished with all of that. And then miscellaneous and fees, $3 is actually the transfer fee from our main bank to our sinking funds bank. So I put that in there. And then $50, I wanted that as kind of a buffer. So in case of anything popping up or anything that I may have forgotten, we'll still have a little money in there. But I want to subtract it from the account on paper, just kind of an out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. So that is pretty much everything that we've budgeted coming out. And then I totaled all of these expenses up and subtracted that from our expected income. And the difference is the $603.20 in the unbudgeted line here. And that is just pretty much anything that does not fall into one of these categories, like I already explained. And an example of that, so what I do is I have a transaction log. So anything in that unbudgeted category, I write down, and that's pretty much, like in the first pay period, I didn't have an eating out budget, so you'll see a lot of times where we ate out. We've got the $20 that I transferred over, that was for this. And this $8 here, I actually had to pay for a replacement title for one of our vehicles because I can't find the original. And then Afterpay, I forgot to include that in the first paycheck, so that's all of that. And then Walmart, I actually sent my husband to pick something up and forgot to give him cash from the grocery envelope. And since we didn't have the change, I just left it as is. So, and that's pretty much everything. All of this adds up to the $238.95 from here. So that's really all that is. But that's pretty much it. We will go at the end of the month, we'll go over the actual numbers for paycheck number 2 and see how we did. See if we came under budget again. Coming up, like I said, we've got a debt snowball video, so you'll see exactly everything that we are working on paying off in our plan to do that. We've also got a cash envelope stuffing video and sinking funds. And then I've got a couple of little cash challenges that I'm working on, so we'll do a video on that as well. Now, if you guys are interested in seeing any of those, I hope you give this video a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. And it would really help my little channel grow, so I'd greatly appreciate it. And plus, you'd get to come with us on our debt-free journey. and see how we do. Well, I think that is it for me for right now, you guys. So I will see you in the next one, and y'all take care.